It is about to get really bad for the Democrats. All of them are celebrating, high-fiving, and congratulating each other. And none of these morons realize there is a storm of massive proportions brewing right now. And with that storm comes a monster that's just as big and just as bad that is going to obliterate the Democratic Party. And I really hope it obliterates them forever. Or at the very least, I hope it sets them back decades. Because I think that once we prove this fraud, a lot of Americans are going to wake up to what the Democrats have been doing for a long time. They have been brainwashing people, lying to people, and cheating in elections. Sidney Powell is going to be one of the big reasons why we prove fraud. And she recently went on Lou Dobbs' show, and this is what she had to say.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley people, the big tech companies, the social media companies, and even the media companies. And I'm going to release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken!
Releasing the Kraken basically means that she's about to open a big old can of some whoop ass on these liberals and these Democrats. And she's going to prove with her team that they absolutely, without a doubt, cheated to win this election. And I am so glad I am not a liberal for many reasons, but especially for when this does get proven to be complete and total fraud. Their little hearts are going to just completely shatter. And the liberal tears are going to flow. But then I think shortly after that, the liberal violence will spike dramatically. So that's something we have to be ready for, but I am welcoming it because at this point in time, I'm just going to be happy that Donald Trump resumes his presidency. And one of the things that we absolutely must urge Trump to do is to go after all of the censorship that's happening from the big tech. They are censoring us like crazy. They're censoring Trump. They're censoring anybody that supports Trump. They're censoring pretty much anyone that says there was fraud. Even if you got guaranteed proof, they censor you. They do not want the truth to come out because they are the ones behind all of this cheating. Big tech and the Democrats are best buddies. And you know why Trump has so much opposition. It's because he's going up against the globalists and the big billionaire oligarchs that want to control the world with their power and their money. And he is a huge roadblock. So of course they would work together to do this. And like I said before, they screwed up because they pushed too hard to get this win because Trump did so well and they exposed themselves for the frauds that they are. And something else these idiots did not expect was that unlike the past, we're not going down without a fight on this one. We'll fight to the bitter end. And the support that Trump has is something they have never seen before. They've never had any candidate, even Obama, that they supported with such loyalty, such respect, and such enthusiasm. And today we're going to see all of that in action in Washington, D.C., where we're going to gather en masse to show these pieces of garbage that try to rob this election from us just how many of us there are. And just how enthusiastic we are. It's a clear message to them that we are not going to stop until we fix this fraud election. And what I really find funny and very hypocritical in this situation is that in 2016, the Democrats were guaranteeing that there was fraud because of Russian collusion. So we had a 2-year investigation, millions of dollars spent to find out that the Russians made some Facebook posts. That's it. No collusion with Donald Trump at all. But somehow in 2020, when their candidate wins because of fraud is impossible. It doesn't exist. There's no way anybody could have cheated this election. Let's completely ignore all the signs and the evidence that there was fraud. Let's not have any type of investigation into any of the state's elections to see if maybe there was voter fraud. And it really boggles the mind how people can be so stupid to go and vote for these frauds. They really have the liberal disease that's just permeating in their brain to go out and to vote for these complete and total shysters. Democrats are nothing but snake oil salesmen because they're going to tell you anything that you want to hear to get your vote. And then once they have it, they couldn't care less about you or about anything that they said they would do for you. Unlike Donald Trump, who went out of his way to get the things done that he said he would do. Now, there were some things he couldn't get done, but that's because he had extreme opposition pushing back against him. And that's why we have to show support for him. And that's what we're going to do today in Washington, D.C. And we're going to show the fraudsters that we are not going to go along with this giant lie. Anyways, everybody, I am out. I'm finished with this video. Please leave me a comment letting me know what you all think about what Sidney Powell says. Do you really believe that she's about to release the Kraken? Or do you think she's more or less bluffing? Is it hyperbole? Personally, I think she knows things that we don't know yet, and she really is about to release the Kraken on these fools. Also, please hit the bell button if you are subscribed so that you get notifications whenever I put up a new video. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel. I put out new videos almost every single day talking about the news in the US. And of course, making fun of those liberal idiots. Liking the video helps me quite a bit too because it helps me get more exposure, and with all of the censoring like we talked about in this video that's going on against conservatives, it definitely helps. And lastly, anybody that's going to the Washington D.C. rally today, please do so with caution. You know that the crazies are going to show up. The crazies are going to be there in opposition to try to protest anything that we do to show support for the president. So go with caution is all I can say. And with all of that said, everybody, take care and stay safe.